So as you can see here, there's a compost outside of the house. Got a fig tree going on here. Right in this area I've planted about 7 seeds of moringa. Those should be coming up here shortly, and we'll be able to transplant those into other places. This is the new addition. This is a loquat, courtesy of Melissa's father, so we've gone ahead and put that in, staked it down. Giving you a little bit of a garden update here. These are the lettuces that have been growing. I've planted a couple rows here behind it. These ones were about 3 inches in, and I've decided to mound them up a little bit more. I get nervous there's not enough. It's not deep enough, but I noticed when I was transplanting some of these, the root systems were running sideways, so I started to leave some of them alone here. So we got some baby lettuces on this side. We got some spinach growing here. I just harvested a bunch of radishes, and I went ahead and planted some additional radishes here. You see a nice row coming in quickly. They only take, about 25-30 days to come in, so it's an easy crop to grow. Here we go, some existing radishes from the previous crop, as well as we got some beets. Not sure, the beets are taking a little bit longer. I've transplanted them, respaced them, just to kind of give them more room to fill in. And then I put a couple heads of lettuce back in here just to see if this area is better than the other area to grow lettuce. Moving on around the back side to the porch here, we have our seed tray. This is all arugula here. And back in this one here, it's another seed tray. Just starting to get some sprouts. This is red Russian kale. Nothing quite yet, coming up. And then these are some broccoli heads that were coming up in that tray, and I've since transplanted them here, hoping that I didn't let them get too long. We'll see how they turn out. Right here we have some katuk here. This should thrive in a warmer time. It had a little bit of a rough start, but it seems to me that it's actually becoming stronger despite it being winter. It does not like the winter, but it seems to do all right. Out here we got our strawberry guava. A lot of these upper leaves here, like this, were falling off, and some of them I trimmed, but we have a bunch of new growth coming down below, so that's a good indication to me it's taking root. This was kind of a start of a raised bed here. I wanted to kind of have a layered effect. I have not been able to revisit that quite yet. And as you can see, there's a gap from this side of the house going here. I need to come in and cut it short, and then I'm going to go ahead and sheet mulch it with cardboard and a liner and connect it around through to this side. On this side here, I've gotten kind of a volunteer ground cover, if you will, so I'm just going to leave it. I have my rain barrel. I actually don't have gutters on the house right now. I will invest in some gutters, and I just left the cap off, and this thing has filled completely up, so I'm gonna need to take advantage of that water source throughout the year in the drier season. This is also a climate sink. It'll help regulate temperature in this little area, making a microclimate. But again, we got a nice ground cover. I have here some Mexican spinach, chaya growing on here from my other house. And this one I just sacrificed. I cut the top off. I want to see if it'll resprout here, and then I'll chop up the rest of these and see if I can get more growth. Here's some katuk, or I'm sorry, here's more moringa growing here. On this side here we have some moringa, and then I believe I have lucina, and then here's the chaya that I just cut, and then some sticks here. Usually I think they like to see a couple leaves, but we'll see how they do. We have another fig tree right here, again courtesy of Melissa's dad, Bob. And then we have another loquat tree here as well. This one looks like it's doing good. Coming around the shade side of the house, or the north side. Again, we just have this ready to go with any type of shade plants. I'll be probably looking for some coffee and different things that like shade. We planted some basil indoor, and then I've just moved it to this location. It struggled for a little bit, and now it's starting to really take off. You see some new leaves growing in the middle. And then this is some white potato from a neighbor. I believe it's a white sweet potato. And then we have some purple sweet potato. And you can see those other plants here in the background. Croton just loving this new soil life. And this is more of my pile that I have to work with. This oak tree up front, a volunteer has come in, and I've elected to keep it. It seems to like it. It's going to help provide shade temporarily for that ground area, help keep that moisture for the tree. Eventually I see these trees possibly moving and living in the backyard to provide some protection against the sun in the afternoon. And then back around to the front here, obviously I've just filled in the whole surrounding of the house with compost. And then here's another oak tree that'll be moved, and another volunteer type plant that has showed up here, and it seems to like it, so I'm just leaving it here and seeing what comes of it. And eventually I'll move this through to the back. So that's all for the update, and I'll catch you later.